The sequel to Doctor Strange promised a lot of things, and that first trailer made the entire internet collectively poop in their father's pants. Now, I want to talk about the movie today in a very non-spoilery kind of way, but then I do want to get into some spoilers toward the end of the video, and I'll let you know when that's coming. But without further ado, let's talk about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Marking Sam Raimi's return to the superhero genre, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness unlocks the multiverse and pushes its boundaries further than ever before. Journey into the unknown with Doctor Strange, who, with the help of mystical allies, both old and new, traverses the mind-bending and dangerous alternate realities of the multiverse to confront a mysterious new adversary. The movie stars Benedict Cumberbatch, Elizabeth Olsen, Rachel McAdams, Benedict Wong, and Xochitl Gomez. Now, I was a huge fan of that first Doctor Strange. I really liked it a lot. I think I gave it like an 8 out of 10 or like a 3.25 out of 4 stars. So yeah, I've been super excited ever since they announced that this movie was in the works. I love Doctor Strange. I think he's awesome. But then I heard that the original director of Doctor Strange, Scott Derrickson, was not returning to do the sequel. Apparently he's going to go do a sequel to Labyrinth, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, I was a bit bummed. And then I heard that Sam Raimi was going to come back and make a superhero movie again. And I'm like, okay, we're going to be in for something special. Acting-wise, Benedict Cumberbatch is really, really good as Doctor Strange. I mean, I've liked him ever since that first movie. But I got to be honest, Elizabeth Olsen, she really does an amazing job in this movie. And I think she overshadows Benedict Cumberbatch, to be honest. And I will also say that, you might want to give WandaVision a shot before you watch Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. There are some amazing set pieces in this movie, and some of them are, let's just be honest, they're shocking, brutal, violent, horrific. Yeah. And a lot of people have been talking about how this movie pushes the PG-13 limit. I don't really think it does, but I think it pushes the limit of what a PG-13 Marvel movie is. I mean, you have to admit, some of these scenes are like whoa. So I would suggest that if you got some young kids, maybe 10 years old, 11 years old, they might be a little too young for this one. The story, however, I feel like you almost get what you asked for when you pick Sam Raimi as the director. I kind of feel like in some cases, his Sam Raimi-ness, it almost gets in the way of the story and it starts to lose focus. There's also a scene that, in my opinion, is a lot like the Leia as Mary Poppins scene in The Last Jedi, where, look, that might have sounded awesome on the page, but the execution... And for a movie called The Multiverse of Madness, it really wasn't that mad. Like, I kind of was expecting a movie that was really going to shake up the MCU and send the MCU in a new direction, when in reality, it's kind of a self-contained story. Overall, I still liked it. I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10 or a 3 out of 4 stars. I still recommend it, but I know that there's a lot of people, including my wife, that just weren't fans of it. And now it's time for spoiler talk. So if you have not seen the movie, in fact, I'm probably going to spoil some Marvel series on Disney Plus. So if you haven't seen some of those, I mean, hey, this is your warning. If you're not caught up on Marvel, yeah, we're going to get into spoiler stuff now. Okay, first, that the one-eyed octopus, the Cyclops, the Cycloctopus, I don't even know if that's a thing. But man, that felt like that dragged. I felt like, wow, this scene is going way too long. But Wanda as the big bad, I so appreciated this. I love this. And the reason that I love it is because when WandaVision ended, okay, and everybody's like, oh, she was just in mourning and blah, 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 and making her out to be whatever. And I'm like, sure. Yeah, that's not okay, though. I get it. That's very sad what she went through. It's very sad. But she enslaved an entire town. That's not okay. And so for them to turn around and make her the villain of this movie, I loved it and didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming at all because I'd only seen the first trailer. And the first trailer didn't really give you a big, like, hey, this is what this movie is going to be about. This is who the villains are. This is none of that. The Illuminati, which there's a joke, the Illumawati, when Doctor Strange says that, and I'm like, that's very similar to a line that we have in the Adventures in Game Chasing movie. But anyway, yeah, the Illuminati. You had Black Bolt, you had Haley Atwell as Captain Carter, you had Lashana Lynch as that universe's Captain Marvel, you had freaking Patrick Stewart as Professor Xavier in a weird wheelchair, like it almost looked like a car. It was like a kid's car. That's strange, right? Anyway, and then, dude, Reed Richards as John Krasinski. I was super excited about this. And all the mystery around it. I mean, Kevin Feige was right when he came out like a couple of weeks ago and said, yeah, the trailers and TV spots just gave away way too much information on this movie. And that scene was like, it was like, wow, this is really, really interesting. This whole scene, you've got Wanda coming in and just wrecking shop and killing all of them. Black Bolt with the mouth, the Matrix mouth thing, and then the brain thing. And it was like, whoa. And then Reed Richards basically being just like imploded kind of. It was just like, oh God, that was gross. And then she freaking cuts Captain Carter in half. She smashes Captain Marvel. And then snaps Professor Xavier's neck. And I'm like, holy crap, man. Wow, that's a lot. And like I said, some of that was pretty horrific looking. I mean, let's call it what it is. That was disturbing, to see. I mean, some superheroes we don't really know a whole lot about, but still seeing them just completely decimated was like, whoa. And the thing is, even though I enjoyed the scene, I think the scene is fun, it didn't seem to have a whole lot of impact on the rest of the story, which is kind of like, I don't know. Even that the quest for the book of good things, whatever that was, I don't remember what the name of the book was called. The book that they're after with the way to defeat Wanda and all that kind of stuff. That didn't even seem to amount to much. By the way, recently, it was, in fact, last week, John Watts left the production of Fantastic Four, and nobody really knows why. And why would they announce that a week before Doctor Strange comes out? Maybe it's because John Krasinski is going to play Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four movie, and he's going to direct it. If that's true, I'm really, really excited about that. And I will say the Wanda as almost like a zombie, chasing them down, dude. Come on, that stuff is, I mean, I loved it. I really, really loved it. And I loved the zombie Strange, the zombie doctors. I mean, there was so much of this that I really enjoyed, but then by that point, it felt so unfocused and strange and almost like fever dream-ish, with the let's fight with music notes. And that's what I was talking about, the Princess Leia thing that I was talking about earlier. It actually feels like something that, oh yeah, that probably would work in a comic book. You could sell that in a comic book. In live action, it was just weird. And then we got that final post-credit scene with Charlize Theron as Clea, who I don't know. Look, I don't know a lot about the Illuminati. I don't know about Clea, but apparently Clea, I don't know. She is a wizard from the dark dimension. So that's interesting. And hey, cool. And I love Charlize Theron. Look, I just a few weeks ago, I was like, why hasn't Charlize Theron ever been in a superhero movie? Because she's awesome. And I love her as an actress. She's great. She's great. So I'm really, really excited to see where they go from here. So I guess that's about it. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. What did you think of it? You're kind of like me and you're like, yeah, it's pretty good. Or you like, that was not good? Because there's a lot of people that seem to really hate this movie. So let me know down below what you think, and we'll talk about it, because that's a lot of fun. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.